Hi, this is 2A Radio, the African Action Network radio and television station. I'm James Jensen sitting this morning. This is Inside Liberia. Inside Liberia, look at issues unfolding in our country. This morning, we want to look at the media and politics. The media and politics. As you may be aware, Liberia will be going to election next year. General legislative elections and presidential elections. So it is about time that the issues that will help the people to make better decisions be emphasized. And that cannot be done without a credible, independent, and vibrant media institutions in the country. Because of that, this morning we try to look at the media and the role of the media in political affairs in Liberia. As you may be aware, the media is considered as the fourth estate. What does that mean? It means then they are responsible to check on the three branches of government, meaning the executive, legislative, and the judicial branches of government. Hence, there is no way that the media can be politician at the same time perform the role of the media in checkmating those three branches of government or those who are working in the three branches of government. In this light, let's look at what the media is all about. Um, for purposes of today's discussion, we asked the question, what role does the media play in politics? What role does the media play in politics? Um, Political affairs is all about political institutions. Political parties are established by the Constitution mandate that those who are interested in running political affairs establish a political party. So there is a distinction between the media and politics. So a media practitioner cannot be seen as a politician. The two don't work together. Neither can a media practitioner be seen as an official of the executive branch of government. Those two also don't work together. And that means the media person cannot be in the judicial branch, cannot be serving as a judge at the same time be a media practitioner, or cannot be holding a judicial office at the same time serving as a media practitioner. You are either a media practitioner, a journalist, to checkmate on the judiciary, the executive, and the legislative branches of government. So the role of the media in politics, their primary purpose is to inform the public. The media has a role. The primary role of the media is to inform the public, is to have the people informed. The student community need education as to what is happening in the country, particularly so those who are elected, those who are appointed to serve the people, their workings. It is the duty of the media to inform the people as to what their employees are doing. I say employees because it is the people that elect the presidents and other uh, officials of government, and also it's the president who appoints to other officials of government. Hence, the workings of these people is the sole purpose of the media to inform the public. Okay, providing citizens with the necessary, important, credible information is more cardinal. It is important. It should be emphasized that the role of the media is to inform the people. And to inform the people is not to give lies to the people. It's not to compromise the information, the truthful information. You are there to give the people the real information, the truthful information, what is actually happening. It is the role of the media. So, in that light, the media must be thoughtful. The media must be thoughtful. The media must be very independent. The media must be a group of persons who are like-minded, people who are sincere, people who are taught to go after truth seeking. Because to inform the people, to give the people information regarding the workings of the government. You cannot feed the people with lies. You cannot feed the people with half truths. So the importance of the media can help to shift opinions. For example, election is scheduled for next year. The constitutional mandate for election is to be next year. So the people of Liberia, the voters, at this point in time, most of them, who for other reason, unfortunately, probably did not go to school or went to school but cannot identify the issues that can help them to make informed decisions. It is the role of the media to inform the people. So if the media herself is compromised, or if the media herself cannot discuss the issues, then it is unfortunate for a country. The media should be able to say, wait a minute, we have all of these political parties. The issues we should be talking about is, in Liberia, what are some of the issues that the media should be pointing out right now? Every media institution, in fact, the press union of Liberia, they should be championing the discussion. They should be able to look at the issues to begin to discuss the issues. They're not going to tell the people, okay, go vote for John Brown or vote for Peter Paul. No, it's to tell the people, for example, what leadership is all about, what kind of leadership Liberia needs. If I also ask any media practitioner now, what are you telling people about the kind of leadership they should be looking for? So if the media can now start a discussion to help to shift the opinion, to help Liberians to find a better leader. After election, everybody start writing the same old story. Oh, this person this person that, this person this. It's not a way to go about it. It is about time that the media champion the discussions that should help the people to make an informed decision, that should help the people to elect the best leader. But when the media is compromised, they are like politicians. They are like people who are writing stories on behalf of politicians. In those kind of a manner, the media will not report the truth. The media will be reporting half-truths because guess what? They will want to write the stories to certify their godfathers that are supporting them with money behind the scene. But an independent media don't care. When something happens, they want to report the truth. When election is coming, they want to tell Liberians to open their eyes and know for what issues they should be voting for. Since this period of Liberia's democracy, existence of Liberia, everybody said Liberia is backward. Liberia is not developed. Liberia is not compared to other West African countries. Liberia is far behind time. Now we want to just blame politicians. No, it should not just be politicians. Every fabric of Liberian society needs to be better. If the media is better, you can be counting successes of the media as far as Liberia age is concerned. So this morning we want to ask you, what is the role of the media, or what the media is doing to tailor the issues, the discussion on the issues as to next year elections? So we can ask, how does the media have influence in politics? How can it influence politics? Is it to go behind the scene and ask government for money? No, you cannot influence policy in that manner. If the media, like the press union of Liberia, now talking about elections, right? So they are having elections, but there are a series of issues that are unfolding in Liberia. Are they discussing those issues? It's not just about writing stories. It's not just about getting on the air and talking. It's about, what are you discussing? How are you helping Liberia to make decisions? These are the important issues that we're emphasizing this morning. How does the media have influence in politics? How? Political activities, how do you help? Are you going to go participate into political campaigns? Are you going to be helping people to make political decisions? It is not your role. Your role is, when they make the decision, you report the facts of the decision. When they report as it is. make analysis of what they are doing. That's the role of the media. Help Liberians. The media can help Liberians in many ways. There are economic issues in Liberia, monetary policies. Even if you are not an economist, you are not a financial person, do your research. Ask for information. Like right now, the people say, well, Georgia took away $2.5 million. Few media institutions are reporting the issue, but that's not enough. Is the media prepared to go to the bottom of that issue to find the truth? I don't know. I'm not in Liberia. But it is the media's responsibility to feed Liberians with the truth. So you cannot pretend about this role. You want to be a fourth estate, a member of the fourth estate, you must be independent. You must be people who mean well. Okay? So there is no way Liberia can survive and succeed without a vibrant media. Without an open-minded media, without an independent media, Liberia cannot go anywhere. Because if the media was not imagine if the media was not in Liberia since George Weah government came to power, what would have happened? No government official want to be checked on. No government official want to be checked on. They want to have the freedom to do what they want to do. If you talk about 30,000, who the legislator want people to point out and say, oh, this person took $30,000? No legislator want to hear that. The president don't want people to talk about, okay, the president took $2.5 million away. So the obligations on the media to say, well, this is not healthy for the country. This is not healthy for Liberia's progress. And this is why every media practitioner, everyone who says he is a journalist, that person has an obligation. That person, there are tenets of democracy. The people should be watching for that. Talking about elections, people talking about biometric voting. How realistic are those things? Few media institutions are discussing it. Don't get me wrong. There are some media institutions that are on course. Equally so, there are some media institutions that just after money. And because we are all part of the media, people, when you discuss this thing, people frown on you. There are things when, for example, there's a media report. In fact, that media report is a fact. The media themselves reported the issue in recent time. There was a bicentennial program last year. Was it this year rather? And for whatever reason, the government of George Weah or the finance ministry, whether they have paid that money. Now, there are two things that I got out of this. One, the media is believing that other ledger with the Minister of Information has received this money, or he and Samuel Tuer connive and they have eaten this money, and they not give the money to the media. 6 media institutions are crying for $66,000 and what? $600. 6 media institutions out of the several media institutions. For what? They say they published information about the bicentennial program that was held. Because of the coverage, they should be paid. But they are not advocating for the entire media community. 6 of those groups are advocating to get the $6,600. That means each one of them want to carry $11,100 US, leaving the issues behind. Look, the media cannot go after government for money on national duty, Independence Day, Flag Day, other big days that are coming. There's the obligation of the media. That's your sacred responsibility to provide information to the public. But if there was advertisement prior to the program, let's assume government will have to give up sufficient information to inform the public and partners that of the program is coming. The government will have to run ads. So the media should be talking about, okay, the government must give us ad, or the government should give media institutions ad. If ads were given to these media institutions, advertisements were given to these people, and they ran these advertisements, then the obligation is on the government to pay them. But to say you provided coverage for the bus attendants so you must be paid $11,000, $11,100, you are part of the corruption network. If you take $11,100 from Simon Tour, what are you going to tell Simon Tour? Simon Tour even to millions of dollars. What are you going to tell Nathaniel Miguel? Or what are you going to tell Ledgerwood? These people sit and laugh at you. I told somebody the few times, guess what? Nathaniel Miguel is being grabbed, but Nathaniel Miguel, if he wants to be wicked, he gets so much sufficient information that he can release to the public. And I'm very sure the media, some media institution will not be excluded in his disclosure if he thought to do that. Because he was well situated where all of the people going up to him for money and all of those stuff. So if you don't respect yourself, sometimes you are cut, your pants are cut down. In this period of time where there is election coming around, people are begging for money. That's not a professional piece of job that you did. Now, Ledger will probably, let's assume Ledger will eat the money. Nobody support Ledger. If assuming Ledger will and Simon Tour, the got that money, will draw that money from the government, which is possible. But how do you go for that money? You cannot go to court on that issue. Can you go to court on the basis that you provided coverage, you should be paid? No. You don't have legal right on that. So these are some of the problems when we're talking about the media. Look, let me tell you something. The media can get money from government. How? Through budgetary allotment, they can do it. But you know why? Sometimes when you don't brainstorm, you don't find way forward, these are the kind of mistakes you made. And when you make a mistake, politicians grab you. Let's assume there was a policy decision coming from the media calling for, government support to what media development in Liberia. The media development, the government of Liberia, let's say, for example, the PUL. The PUL leadership want to advocate for media development in Liberia. They can ask the government. The media is part of the government. If it is about media development, the government can set money aside for media development. But if you're so corrupt and then you go to the government is not going to respect to give you money. A budgetary year they could say, okay, you know what, we're setting aside this millions of dollars for media development in Liberia. It means it's not for a specific group. And the purpose is not to buy them. Kind of open manner, open debate. When the budget is passed, that money will be solely used for media development. But if you don't have the idea and you want to be running behind a politician, you are compromising your role as a media, as a fourth estate in the country. You are not a politician. You should not be throwing people bags around. You should not be going to people offices and asking them for money. Nobody said we're going to do goodwill to you as a media person. There could be a government official. As long as you're not running a story for a government official, government will say, oh, James, guess what? I may come to the house, get a gift for you. Even with that, you have to be very mindful. Ask yourself, why is this guy want to give me money? For what purpose? Okay, but when you're so independent, it doesn't matter whether you sit down somewhere with somebody and you drink beer and what have you. They know your independent position. The best you can do is to even avoid all of those stuff. Work independently. Go after your stuff. Make sure before a public official will speak on your radio station, he or she, if it's an advertisement issue, let him pay. If the person want to make an announcement, let him pay. That's the source of making your money. But to take money, like six media institutions going after government where we provided coverage, they don't even polish it. They say, well, we provided coverage for the bus attendant, so you must pay us. Even if Simon Tour did promise you, if Nathaniel Miguel or Ledgerwood through that arrangement, they promise you guys, maybe you should just remain on the ground to keep asking them until they pay you. But to come public with those things is shameful. It's disgraceful. Right now, you don't have Aja. My own organization, Aja, is not talking on those issues because guess what? It is the media. It is the media. You know what's in the media? Everybody's scared of. I mean, people think, oh no, that were colleagues and all of us, so we shouldn't talk. The PUF, what can the PUF say? We are hearing that some of the PUF people want to even run a political party's ticket. So the role of the media can be significant, can be real when people see themselves as being people who mean well for the country. Liberia cannot progress without a media institution. The United States cannot progress without a media institution. I'm not sure there's any country that can be better without media. So this is the time that the media need to brainstorm as to the way forward in our country. You cannot pretend about these issues. You know, in fact, the media should set an agenda for herself. The proliferation of social media. What is the role? What is the distinction between social media and the mainstream media? Everybody gather, they want to get on social media. So they think about it. There's no control of the media. No, you should be able to set guidelines that people forget that it comes to the point where when you are so vibrant, you can tell a government, you can put forth a proposal, a bill that the legislator can be able to look at it. Look at how you're going to tailor the media. I mean, the social media is now is the key into this world. But when you do not have the know-how, you do not have the plan to brainstorm and to be able to find those issues, you're going to have just this kind of a chaotic way of doing things. Everybody got their media practitioner. Politicians get on, they're all organizing every talk show and all of those stuff. So everybody is a media practitioner. So truth telling become harder for anyone to identify. So at the end of the day, the people get confused. Then when election comes, people elect the same group of people. Then you say, oh, the people stupid, the people this. You supposed to be providing education for the people. You did not educate them. They went to vote anyway because you did not shift opinion that will give them better information. Because you yourself, you are worried about yourself. Like legislators worried about themselves, the media worried about themselves. Nobody concerned about society. So this message, I hope some of our colleagues will listen, will begin to look at the issues that should help Liberians to make a better decision come 2023. You can't pretend about this. It's real. Without the media, Liberia is doomed. Not only Liberia, other democratic nations cannot exist without the media. If most of you are following the US elections, the media is taking center stage. They are discussing the issues. As election go closer, they are even doing surveys and giving results and making predictions and all of this stuff of what's going to happen. They're not telling people say go and vote for John Brown, goes and that. We know that there are the same thing that happening in Liberia is also happening outside. There's a media institution they just all have that just for some politicians create their own platform and they want to use that. So the option is Liberia. Liberian can be in a better position to champion the cause when it comes to looking at media and politics. Politics can be better if the media is very independent to monitor and to make sure that the people are informed as to what is happening. Even politicians, they themselves, most of them need guidance. Like there was an occasion, I think it was Akara got on the floor and said something, and I just felt like, hey, he was in error. So you can help them. You don't have to insult any politician. That's not what we're talking here. What is important is to keep raising the issue, discussing the issue. Even right now, how many media institutions are really going public in discussing the issues? Or writing articles? So these are the issues, and we just hope that most of you who are media managers will begin to look at issues from a very broader perspective. You all can help Liberia to be better. Nobody pretend about that. This is a point that we want to emphasize this morning. The media. What is the role of the media? What can the media do to help Liberians to make an informed decision? In elections, we expect that the majority to vote and make a decision. And to get that majority voting right, it takes those of you who, and we don't say this with shame, those of you who have the knowledge, have the experience to share your experience with the people, to tell the people what they should do, you will help the majority to make a better decision. But if you think you're going to be compromised, you're thinking about, seeing back arrest, the voters going to be thinking about, you're not going to help the country. Election will come and go. The problem will still remain, Liberia will still be the same way. By now, the media, you should be thinking about, how do we get to be at every polling center? The election is critical. How? A single media institution cannot do it, but collectively, very likely, maybe, who knows, you could get some good funding at a point where you will collectively, every media institution put their reporters together. At the end of the day, you have reporters to every polling center. Maybe before the election result is announced, you get a tally sheet of every polling center, and you'll be able to know exactly whether somebody is going to play with election result. Government, not government, there are international partners that are interested in the coming election. If the media conduct themselves well, who knows? There could be huge funding that will just provide information to you all, that you can have a way of monitoring elections. These are the issues that you should be discussing. Election is here. Yeah, the election is timetable, is a constitutional bound. After all the PUI election, Aja is around. The last time we listened to Kofi Holtz, he challenged Aja and PUI to work together for the good of Liberia. Are they now discussing? I don't know. But if they're discussing and there's no public information, then we think that the media are still not doing nothing to collaborate and get results. Don't tell me you're waiting for PUI election, because there's a current leadership. Whatever discussion you start with the current leadership will shift onto the new leadership. So these are the issues we thought to throw light on this morning. The media and politics, the role of the media. Primarily, the role of the media is to inform the people. The public must be informed. You are there to educate the people, inform them. Even the livelihood of Liberian, how do you entertain them? Is the media. The kind of songs you play on this media platform. You can shift opinion. You can even make people to live a better life. The media can do that. So that's the short video we wanted to make this morning. And that's our call to the media this morning. To be able to inform, educate Liberians, you yourself, you must be prepared. You must be independent-minded. You must be people who are concerned about the issues that make the news, the issues that help to shape opinion, the issues that will help Liberians to elect better officials, both in the legislature and in the executive branch of government. And this is where we want to stop this morning. It's not a long talking, it's a hard fight. The media and those 6 media institutions, is a shame on you guys. The way you're going to handle that issue is up to you guys. But I hope the press union and the AJA will be able to speak on those issues too. Say, hey guys, you guys are making us shame. Politicians will be challenging you. They'll be asking you questions. When your colleagues were all out there begging government for $66,600, what did you say? Were they right or wrong? I say they're wrong. And then somebody will say, oh, Jesse, maybe they want to talk, whatever. Like, but yeah, but you cannot be providing coverage and request for a huge amount of money, $11,100 because you provided coverage. More so, to be calling for $66,600 for 6 media institutions. What happened to other media institutions that provided coverage? You can't explain that. There's no extra work that you should get that money. You should, if it was a collective effort, looking at advertisement and asking government, if government came and brought advertisement to you guys, you publish those things, then you get your receipts, and the copies of those advertisements that were published. You can take those things to court if the government refuses to pay you. But if you don't have those things and you want to say, well, you can't go to court and tell the court, they say, well, we want our money. We carry coverage for the basket tenor. So the people owe us $66,600. You can't raise this issue. It's real. And this is how we thought to discuss the issue this morning. It's a difficult thing to discuss this matter, especially the media. But you know your role. Most of you guys are educated. Most of you guys went to universities, different universities in Liberia. Most of you have been practicing for a long time. So you know the issue. The only thing is people are minding the difficult situation in Liberia to do the wrong thing. And that's our challenge this morning. You can do better. You can set a stage for Liberian government. You can set a stage for people to do better. You can set a stage to be able to inform the Liberian people as to how they can make a better decision come 2023. You all said, and we agree with you all, that this 2023 elections is a critical juncture. So you all need to do the best you can to inform Liberians as to how they can vote. You're not going to be telling, so vote for Cummings, vote for we are, vote for this. Some of you guys are already politicians, right? Some of you are in George Weah party in disguise. Some of you are in Cummings party in disguise. Some of you are in Barker's party in disguise. So you people are arguing for these politicians instead of doing what you need to do as a media institution. Open a smaller debate channel. You will see all the Cummings people. You will see all the Barker people. You will see all the CDC people there. Here and stay, you're holding the pen and the microphone. So that's the issue we had this morning. This is not a long conversation. I just thought to throw light on media and politics. This is a big topic, media and politics. Primarily, the takeaway from the discussion is you, media practitioner, you're supposed to provide information to educate the public on the workings of government. If you fail to do that, there's no one that will do it. Rather you. Thank you so much for those of you who been following. We want to say, share the video, make a comment. We'll be glad to let's see whether we have a few comments here, right? Let me see. Okay, Kobe Mitchell watching from Old Road. I see you have a welcome. Please like, comment, and share. Okay, that's two-way radio. Kobe again. Amos Wise says the media has a significant role in building vibrant society. That's true. I agree with you, Amos. The media has a huge responsibility in making sure that Liberia gets better. Okay, so that's how we want to end here this morning, and we wish all of you a blessed day and a happy week. Okay, so that's all we have this morning. We want to say, keep watching out. There's a lot that's going on in Liberia. We saw two ships on the waters in Maryland County, and those issues are not taking center stage for discussion. Neither facts finding. Maybe other people are investigating. Initially, those stories came out, but we don't know whether people are still following up. But we challenge all of those, even the people in Maryland, the Maryland Association in the Americas. These people are people who should be looking at the issues, not just the media. Everybody in the country, everybody who, if you have a tie in Liberia, you have a responsibility. So that's how we want to end up. We wish all of you good luck and a happy week.